becomes really chilling. Remember that vibrant, super-connected world from 1914 that Keynes was talking about? Well, all this talk of deglobalization brought that memory rushing right back. That world,
it ended in war. The first great age of globalization didn't just fade away, it was destroyed. And all of a sudden, the idea that our own era of connection could go into a dangerous reverse, well, that started to seem terrifyingly real.
And listen, this backlash wasn't just a Western story, not by a long shot. This quote from an unemployed worker in China just shows that the same fears were being felt all over the planet. This is a guy who helped power China's incredible rise, but then as jobs started moving on to even cheaper countries, he got left behind. That anxiety was a truly global thing.
So where does all that leave us? Well, it brings us to Act 3, to the new reality that we are living in right now. See, globalization didn't die. It just transformed. It became something slower, more cautious, and way more complicated. Welcome to the age of slowbalization.
So what on earth is slowbalization? Basically, it's the idea that the explosive growth period is over. Trade and investment, they aren't expanding faster than the global economy anymore. So the world's still connected, definitely, but the pace has slowed to a crawl. The high-speed train has become a local commuter.
And this chart, this picture tells the whole story. Just look at the contrast. You've got that steep, rapid climb during the boom years, and then after the financial crisis, it just flatlines. The engine didn't shut off completely, but it was throttled way, way back. Now, it's really tempting to blame this all on politics and trade wars, and that's part of it, for sure. But there were deeper things going on. The easy wins, like making shipping cheaper, were mostly gone. And big companies started realizing, hey, maybe having our supply chain stretched all the way across the planet has some hidden risks. On top of that, China started making more of its own stuff instead of just assembling parts from other places.
And if all that wasn't enough, another layer got added to this, and it's a really big one. The global economy started to fracture along geopolitical lines. We're moving away from that idea of one single system and towards a world of competing economic teams.
These numbers just show you how huge this shift has been. At the end of the Cold War, the world's non-democratic nations were a pretty small slice of the global economy. Today, their share of global GDP has more than doubled. Their share of the world's biggest companies has jumped from just 3% to 30%. This isn't a small adjustment, it's a fundamental rebalancing of global power.
And this visual just hammers the point home. The autocratic world now makes up over a third of the entire global economy. The West is no longer the only game in town, not even close. We are living in a bipolar economic world, and that's a reality that would have been totally unthinkable back in the 90s.
So this is where our story leaves us for now. I think what it shows is that globalization was never some unstoppable force of nature. It was always a man-made system, a fragile one that's constantly being reshaped. We started with that parallel to the first Golden Age, an interconnected world that ended in the catastrophe of World War I. And today, we find ourselves in another era where the global system is fracturing into rival camps. It leaves us with a really unsettling question. As our world divides again, can we avoid repeating the mistakes of the past? Will this time be any different?